Welcome to the first episode of Lo-Fi Codes. So in this episode we're going to describe the animation fill mode property. So this is a handy little tool that you can use to use styles from your animations to style the elements that they're on, even before or after the animation has taken place. So let's have a little look at what that looks like. We'll clear out all of this, a nice clean pen. So let's make a box and put some styles on it so that we can see what the hell we're talking about. So nothing too fancy, 300 pix box, and it's colored blue. So the question here is, if we put an animation on this, imagine we have an animation delay as well of, say, 1 second. We put in an animation called something really imaginative, like color change, and make it 2 seconds. So let's put something in place for that. So let's just make it go from background of red to background of green. So we can see, if we save here and refresh the page, and this loads, it goes straight from red to green. That's not good. Let's get another little bit of time in here. So you'll see it's blue for 2 seconds, then goes red. No, not playing games with me. Maybe I need to have this property after the animation. So yeah, blue for 2 seconds, then it goes red, then it goes green, then it goes back to blue. So what's happening is, with our animation delay, none of these properties are actually being applied to the element for 2 seconds. And then these properties are only being applied to the element during the 2 seconds of the animation. And then when the animation is over, the properties are gone. So if we wanted to have some properties on beforehand or after from the animation itself, it's animation fill mode that lets us do that. So if we pop this on, so it's described in forwards and backwards, and the way I remember these are either it works backwards, as in it starts back in time and then carries the fill mode through. Let's look at that first. So if we do backwards, it will start red, wait for 2 seconds, and then go to green, and then back to blue. Similarly, if we were to go forwards, it will start blue, go red, then animate to green and keep it, because it's carrying the last style forwards. And then you can also do both, where it will start red, wait for 2 seconds, turn green, and stay green. So what made me think of explaining this property is this little dribble here, where you can see on the text there's a cool little pink flash that comes up on some of the titles just there. So let's try and recreate that, and to do it we need this animation fill mode. So let's clean out our pen again, and we'll make a nice title, call it nice title. So let's get a few basic styles in. Let's give it a font family, maybe a nicer little color. Pardon me. Okay. So to do our animation, if we look again, you'll see the pink is flashing in front of the text. So to keep this neat, let's not add any elements to the HTML. Let's do this all with CSS. So let's add our pink element in front of the text first. So we'll do that with an after. So every after needs content, otherwise it won't show up. And then we'll position this absolutely. We'll give it 100% width. 100% height. And we'll put it at the top. And all the way over to the left. So that's not showing up. We might need to give our H1 a positioning. Oh, we need to give it a background so we can actually see it. That looked like a kind of hot pink color. And there we go. So that might be a bit too wide. You'll see these, when they're animating, they only go across the width of the actual text. They don't actually go the whole way across the element. So let's change the H1 to maybe displaying inline block. Beautiful. So now it's the correct width. So we want to put an animation on this. We'll call it flash, and it's about half a second. Let's make it infinite just while we're figuring it out and seeing how it works. Otherwise we'd need to refresh the page every time we wanted to try it out. So we'll get our keyframes going. We'll go to flash. So I think we need to do something like, if I could type. So we need to transform this. So it's starting over here, and we needed to change its width. So let's change its scale. Start it at 0, and then at 100%, we will transform its scale to 1. Oops. Okay, we're getting nothing. What have we done wrong here? Let's have a look at our after. Animation, flash, in fine. There we go. Okay, so well, that's a bit bamboozling. Let's make it slower. So we can see that it's coming from the center because the scale scales from the center. So that's not quite what we want. We wanted it over here. So let's make a translate x0. No, because that's where it's already probably at. What am I getting wrong here? Do we need to match that over here? Here we go. So we're getting kind of what we're after. We needed to finish over there. It's still starting in the middle. So what if we go minus 100%? Yeah, it's starting too far over because it's coming from the center, so we probably need 50%. That's getting better. We probably need something in the middle. Because we want that scale to be back to 0 again. That's better. We also only want to scale the x-axis. That's better. And we don't want it to go to 100% straight away. We want it to actually grow from that origin point. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we want it to start from, or to go through the center. There we go. That's what we're after. So let's get that back to 0.5. Cool. And now this is where our animation fill mode comes in. When we take away infinite, you'll see when we save, it'll animate in. When we refresh, but then the pink comes back because this has a width of 100%, height of 100%, top left. It's taking up 100% of space. So what we want is for it to end up here at the end of our animation. So if we simply add in our animation fill mode, and we want it to carry the last property forwards, so we want to say forwards, and we want to spell it properly. There we go. If I refresh again, you'll see it just flashes in, and we have our nice little animation similar to this really nice dribble by Gene Ross. Cool. So let me know if that was helpful. Let me know if there's anything that I skipped over that you would like more information on. And thanks for watching.